Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we are discussing a lovely 36mm stainless steel Rolex Oyster Perpetual Datejust, Tuxedo dial, roulette date, domed bezel. This 116-200 has it all. So the watch is 36mm in diameter. It's 11.8mm thick. It's 44.1 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, and if you add the solid end links of the bracelet, it's 45.6 millimeters across the wrist with a 20mm spacing between the lugs. Pop open the clasp, throw it on my 16cm circumference wrist. It's a beautiful fit. It comes nowhere near the edge of the wrist, meaning I could wear this on a much smaller wrist. Probably a wrist as small as 13.5cm circumference, maybe even 13. This is ideal for men and for women. You can see with the domed bezel and the slim profile, it'll fit underneath a dress cuff, no problem whatsoever. And by the way, dress cuff or jacket cuff or no cuff at all, this is very much a sports watch, and we'll get into that in a moment. Taking a quick look at the bracelet, it's an Oyster style, and that's why I say this is also very much a sports watch. It's steel, automatic winding, and well loomed. The Oyster bracelet is Rolex's sports bracelet. The Jubilee and the President and the Pearl Master are dress bracelets. So we have a 3-link design, a conforming end link to better integrate with the case. There's a little bit of a taper to the links, moving down and away from the lug. You can see that the centers are polished, the shoulders are satinated, the outer faces are polished, and we have removable links fixed by screw. You can see that inside of the clasp, we have a 5mm Easy Link tool-free adjustment system. Snaps in, it snaps out, and then inside the clasp, I'll do my best to show you this, there are 3 divots drilled inside the clasp, so you can use your strap tool to change the anchoring point of the bracelet and the clasp to fine-tune the fit. We have a beacon to hook system here, and the way this works is that it snaps together just like so when you close it. So it's not friction fit. While it doesn't have the clamshell lock, it does have the lift lock system, so you need to pivot it up to unlock it. So it's actually a little bit more sophisticated than you might think at first glance. The internals were all polished. This is a significant piece from Rolex. Sometimes when you have more basic Rolex watches, you will see a stamped down crown that's indented into the clasp casing, and you'll see media blasted interiors. You will see neither of those on this model. Now, the case is 36mm in diameter. It is the long-running Oyster case, first inaugurated in 1926. In 1933, the Oyster case and the perpetual rotor winding system created the Oyster Perpetual, and in 1945, the arrival of a jumping date heralded the birth of the Datejust, which arrived for the 40th anniversary of the Rolex company, and in 1954 the Datejust received the Cyclops eye magnifier you see here. We have a screw-down crown. It is a twin lock crown in steel, because it has that little slash. That's what that means. The watch is 100 meters water resistant. It has an Oyster case back. The dial is the much-loved Tuxedo dial. So outboard we have a railroad track for reading the seconds and the minutes. I'll wind this up. You can see that there are little printed Roman numerals outboard of each one of the applied white gold hour indices. Then we have a black lacquered hour track on which those white gold indices and white gold Rolex crown are attached. Then we have a sunburst silver center. The timepiece does feature hands in white gold. They're fluted down their center for better contrast and legibility. And the reason for all this white gold inside the watch is that even if a little bit of moisture gets in there, like atmospheric moisture, it's not going to oxidize, tarnish, or discolor the parts. Now, another feature we have here is the roulette date. So the watch has a roulette date, as it's called, with alternating black evens and red odds. So we have the quick set system, and then we also have a hacking seconds system, so you can set the watch to a reference time. Inside, manufacturer caliber 3135. This watch is a high Z serial, so roughly 2007. 3135 was the going rate with Rolex sports watches back then. It's a bidirectional automatic winder with a 48-hour power reserve, stop seconds, quick set date, beats at 8 beats per second, pivots on 31 joules. It's adjusted in 5 positions, and it is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer. It has a full balance bridge and a free sprung balance for toughness, and in the case of the free sprung balance, it adds not just shock resistance, but also the ability to regulate quite precisely. The timepiece also includes a handmade Breguet overcoil hairspring, so that in any physical position, the watch is going to have less of a tendency than a flat hairspring watch to gain or lose time. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.